News tonight. President Dr. John Magufuli announces impounded plane in Canada has been released. First phase construction of the standard gauge railway nearing completion. And in sports, the National Netball Association Chaneta has postponed the Taifa CAF tournament. Good evening, this is Capital News at 9:30. My name is Khadija Zimbwe. First, the national news. The chairman of Chama cha Mapinduzi CCM, President John Magufuli, has said the plane, which was impounded in Canada, has been released. He made the statement in Mwanza when opening a seminar for members of the National Executive Council. President Magufuli also called on the NEC members to stop the business-as-usual attitude and to implement plans which will develop the nation.
Jitihada za serikali zinazofanywa na baadhi ya watu wasioitakia mema nchi yetu.
Sabotages that are done in the country are aiming at returning our economic efforts for their own benefits. These people does not want to see us taking full control of our natural resources nor complete big projects that fosters development in the country, including Nyerere Dam, which will produce 2,115 megawatts, a project that will honor the late father of the nation, Mwalimu Julius Kambarage Nyerere. Not only that project, they would not be happy to revive ATCL company or even launch SGR, among other projects. Phase construction of the 2,561 kilometer standard gauge railway SGR network from Dar es Salaam to Morogoro has reached 70%. Once completed, Tanzania Railway Corporation says one cargo train will have the capacity to transport 10,000 tons of cargo.
I've spoken to you about a train for passenger and freight in a single railway and will use electricity. Electricity is cheaper compared to other sources of energy.
Now, residents from Movaro Ward in Arumeru District, Arusha region today blocked the vehicle of the Pangani Water Basin officer on his way to launch a sensitization campaign on conservation of water sources and demanded he explain why they are continuing to face water problems when they have a water source which has been benefiting other users.
If it is possible, then they should not cross over until an agreement has been reached upon. As you can see, this area has no access to water and there are no plans in place to address this shortage, and this is not the intention of this government. In 2 days' time, you will be notified on what we are going to do about this matter. A lot of damage has been done to water sources. There must be a better system to address this shortage.
Now, Benjamin Mkapa Hospital in Dodoma has started to provide lipoplasty surgery for overweight people after a successful trial operation. This was revealed by the acting director of the hospital, Dr. Kesi Shida, when talking about achievements made by the hospital during the past 4 years.
Transplant.
Measures are in place which will make a huge difference, because some of the ailments we struggled with as a country was sickle cell, which is genetic, whereby sufferers fail to produce blood well. It is our hope that we will be able to see patients like these once service starts.
lengo letu hasa ni kutarget hao wagonjwa ambao wana matatizo ya seli.
The British High Commissioner in the country, Sarah Cook, has commended IBP Media on its operations after a tour of ITV Radio 1, Capital TV and Capital Radio, where she was able to witness various production activities of programs and news broadcast by the channels.
My first time to the ITV studios, and it's fantastic for me to see behind the scenes and to see all the work that goes into producing the programs and the news bulletins, and to see what happens behind the cameras.
The second train trip to Moshi in Kilimanjaro region since Tanzania Railway Corporation launched the service last week has returned to Dar es Salaam with hundreds of passengers. The train left Dar es Salaam on 10th of December in the evening and arrived in Moshi in the morning on the following day with more than 400 passengers.
During the festive season, there is the hiking of bus fares. I went to Ubungo bus terminal to get a ticket, but it was too expensive, so I decided to go by train. I'm very proud. We are happy because I see light. Our business has thrived and there are more people around. We welcome you. Different classes. On third class, there are 3 carriages for 240 passengers. Second class has 2 carriages for 120 passengers. There are 2 carriages in second sleep-in with 72 capacity. So the train has a capacity to carry 432 passengers.
Kwa hiyo capacity ya gari yetu yote ni jumla watu 432. Ndio.
Now, the Minister of Agriculture, Jafed Hassunga, has expressed dismay after being told that there are some cashew nut farmers in Lindi region who have not been paid for cashew nuts sold during the 2018-2019 buying season, despite the government allocating funds to pay the farmers. Minister Hassunga's concern comes after Lindi Region Commissioner Godfrey Zambi reported that there are some farmers who have been texting him messages inquiring on their payments. Money is available, but people are just not paying the money simply because they have to be verified. I wonder how long it will take for these people to be verified, because what I know is the verification exercise has already been completed. The regional commissioner is entitled to be provided with any time. People behind these practices are sabotaging my job. I cannot tolerate this anymore. Honorable Regional Commissioner, once I leave here, a solution will be attained in this matter. Out of 6.5 billion shillings, 2.3 billion has been paid to farmers. This means that 4.2 billion shillings has not been paid to farmers. I believe that if this information reaches out to Honorable President, I'm sure he will not understand, because this is a debt. Some of the farmers have already been paid. The verification exercise could have covered all farmers at once, because we have already paid 189 billion shillings in Lindi region. Honestly, Honorable Minister, we are working in difficult conditions. Farmers are failing to understand us anymore.
Bilioni 6.3 ndizo leo tunasema tufanye, lakini katika hizi bilioni 2.2 zimelipwa.
The District Commissioner of Kinondoni, Daniel Chongolo, has said by the 30th of December this year, construction of Siwa Road at concrete level will have been completed. Speaking at the construction site, the Kinondoni District Commissioner also called on motorists, particularly vehicles weighing more than 4 tons, not to use the road until it is completed.
Sasa si wakati wa kutumia magari makubwa.
This is not the right time to bring in and transport goods in heavy goods vehicles so as to allow us to construct this area. It is just for 30 days only, which will deal away with this problem for good. So I commend ITV. For now, you will not have to deal with mud during the rain season.
Utekelezaji wa kazi unafanyika kwa viwango vyote vinavyo.
We'll make sure that work is done to the highest standard, but in addition, that work is done within 30 days. It is a good move, and it will deal away with a difficult road as it had a lot of potholes.
And that is the end of national news. International news follows next. And in international news, President Uhuru Kenyatta has led Kenyans in celebrating 56 years Kenya became a republic at a ceremony held at Nyayo Sports Stadium in Nairobi. In his address at the ceremony, President Uhuru Kenyatta criticized and warned senators who have been using their positions to defend corrupt leaders.
Each of us, you and me, must make daily decisions purely driven by Kenya's wider and enduring interests. This, I believe, is not an unreasonable ask or an impossible position. We are gathered here today to celebrate men and women who did precisely that, whether in resisting invading colonial forces or confronting them once they established their rule, or building this blessed nation after we expelled our colonizer. We are their descendants, and their greatness flows in our blood, and their sacrifice forged in our bones. To return our river to course, we must live and breathe that mantra of Kenya Kwanza, Leo, Kesho, na Milele.
Thousands of Algerians have filled the streets of the capital to denounce what they describe as a sham presidential election that is currently underway amid heightened security. Anti-riot police were deployed early on Thursday to block access to Maurice Auden Square and the iconic Grand Post office in central Algiers, the epicenter of the months-long protest demanding the departure of the old guard and an overhaul of the political system. Voter turnout stood at 7.96% at 11 a.m., 3 hours after the polling stations opened, according to Algeria's Independent Election Monitoring Authority. Is underway in the United Kingdom's snap general election, with millions expected to deliver their verdict on the Brexit crisis engulfing British politics. Today's ballot will shape how or whether the UK will finally exit the European Union after months of parliamentary deadlock over how to execute the result of its 2016 referendum on membership of the bloc. The vote brings to an end a campaign period during which Prime Minister Boris Johnson's Conservative Party and Jeremy Corbyn's Labour Party have offered starkly different visions for resolving the impasse and rebuilding the UK. And that is the end of international news. Business news follows up next after this break.
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
To be rich, I have to be a business person.
It's not an easy road at all.
People need to understand. You must quickly think, how cost effective are you going to be?
Business acts as a way in which it can bridge that gap.
Business Edition will keep you informed on latest developments in the financial sector, extractive industry, tourism, agriculture, energy, construction, and so much more. Meet entrepreneurs who create employment opportunities. Watch Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
Welcome back, and in business news. Farmers in Singida region have been producing low sunflower harvests which have failed to meet the demand from edible oil processing factories, a situation that is threatening their closure. If there shall be enough collection of sunflowers, then we will be obliged into big investments in the industrial sector so as to cater for raw materials available in the country. Unfortunately, we are failing to invest more because of scarcity of sunflowers, since the availability still relies on seasons. Levies differ from one district to another, VAT to industries and non-tested soil. That is why every council has been urged to work on those angles. Tanzania Agricultural Development Bank has said that by the 30th of November this year, they have allocated 148.12 billion shillings for over 140 strategic plans. This was revealed in Dar es Salaam by the managing director of the bank, Jaffa Justin.
Katika hizi bilioni 148.12 tumezitoa kwenye minyororo ya thamani ya mazao zaidi ya 19. Na hili nadhani ni muhimu pia kwa sababu tufahamu kwamba katika sekta ya samaki kwa muda mrefu pesa ambazo zilikuwa zinaingia kwenye samaki kama samaki peke yake watu wanaona kama ni eneo ambalo likopesheki.
Investors and producers of sugar in the country have been urged to increase sugar production as the country's demand is more than 320 tons currently being produced by all factories per year. We have sugar scarcity in the country. That is why we can't run to international markets. We are obliged to meet demands of our fellow Tanzanians, and once we become sufficient enough, then we could think of expanding to international markets. Our sugar is produced from sugarcane. That is why we are mobilizing farming systems that are favorable in increasing sugarcane farming in the country. And that is the end of business news. Sports news follows up next.
Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's going to be dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's going to be dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Opposition, Joaquinho, he did lose to Lynn.
in sports news tonight. The National Netball Association, TANETA, has postponed the Taifa Cup, which was scheduled to take place this month in Simiyu due to poor conditions of the netball courts and lack of confirmation from the participating teams.
The court is there, but it has grass. It is not standard for netball. So we decided not to conduct the competition in a substandard courts. That is why we have pushed it to February. Also, some regions had not confirmed participation in the competition. Only 7 regions have confirmed up to now.
George Moyo Ndilo from Simiyu has won the Sport Pesa jackpot bonus of 11,881,226 shillings after betting on 12 of 13 teams required in the jackpot.
The money I have won will help me in my farming activities. First, it will help me expand my farms, and it has also brought some light on starting irrigation.
Zinedine Zidane joked his Real Madrid side would have no issues beating last season's winners Liverpool in the last 16 of the Champions League. Here more details.
The Liga Giants had already secured their knockout berth before their 3-1 win over Club Brugge on Wednesday and can now turn their attention to the draw for the next stage, which takes place on Monday. Hans Vanaken cancelled out Rodrigo's goals opener within the space of 2 second-half minutes, but the first Champions League goal for Vinicius Jr. and a sublime strike from Luka Modric sealed all 3 points for Zidane's side. Madrid finished second in Group A, 5 points behind Paris Saint-Germain, which means they will be drawn against the winners of another group, potentially Jurgen Klopp's Premier League leaders, Liverpool. Asked if the Reds were a team to be avoided, Zidane smiled and said, "If we play Liverpool, we will eliminate them."
Now Liverpool are set to beat Manchester United to the signing of Salzburg midfielder Takumi Minamino in January. Here are more details.
The Reds are confident of landing the Japan international after discovering a £7.25 million clause in the 24-year-old's contract. Minamino impressed in both games for Salzburg against Liverpool in the Champions League group stage, and Reds boss Jurgen Klopp believes he will be an ideal addition to his squad as they target glory at home and abroad in the new year. Klopp has been taken with his energy, movement skill and versatility. Minamino can play anywhere across the front line as well as in midfield and will be eligible to play for a new club in the knockout stages of the Champions League after Salzburg demolition to the Europa League, which Liverpool secured with a 2-0 win at the Red Bull Arena on Tuesday night.
Gabriel Jesus has opened up about the anguish he experienced when he fails to score for Manchester City.
The striker's hat-trick in the 4-1 win at Dinamo Zagreb took him to 10 goals in 21 appearances this season. Yet 5 were scored in his past 3 games, and Jesus was candid about the weight of expectation he feels. "I take it personally," he said. Jesus is enjoying an extended run because of Sergio Aguero's absence because of a thigh injury. The Brazilian started 3 games last month and came on in another 3 but failed to score.
And that's what ends our news bulletin for tonight. My name is Khadija Zimbwe. Thank you for watching and good night.
Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him and he's going to be dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him and he's going to be dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Marquinhos. He did lose to Lend.
Hi guys, asanteni sana kwa kuendelea kuwa hapa na Victor there and Hadija Zimbwe.